Jane, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Come have a seat.
Thank you.
How have things been going?
They're good. How have you been?
I've been well.
Good.
I've heard lots of great things about you.
Well, that's good.
So let's just cut to the chase right away.
That sounds good.
All right. You've had really strong evaluations the last few years since you worked for the company, and
Thank you.
I'm really happy that we can consider you for this new management position. But I just kind of wanted to have a little bit of one-on-one time to talk and get to know each other a little bit better, since I'm not usually at the store and stuff. But one thing that has always really stuck out about you is that you come to work on time and you're always really positive, and we can't stress that enough because I know throughout the organization that we've had a lot of changes with the employees throughout the years that have lots of employees coming in and out and a lot of difficulties with that, but you have definitely stayed constant, and I want to let you know that that has stood out and we noticed that. So what do you think are your biggest strengths within the company?
I would just say being around people, and I feel like I'm a strong leader, and I have good communication skills, and I'm able to communicate to people when they need to be at work and the things that need to get done. And I think that people are able to respect me because I allow flexibility, but at the same time I make sure that they are getting the job done, they're doing what they need to do. And so, I don't know, I think it works.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We've definitely seen you do that as we, promoted you to that under kind of team lead position within the company. It's been great. What about your biggest weaknesses, though?
Sometimes I think I'm too lenient or too nice with punishing people for things that they do. They'll do the same mistakes a couple times, and sometimes it's just hard for me to necessarily stick it to them just because I feel bad, because I know people mess up and mistakes are okay, but sometimes I think it's important to make sure they know it is very hard.
It is hard, you gotta be able to deal with being friendly and authoritative too, especially in the food industry.
Difficult.
Lots of different rules and regulations you have to follow by. It's great. So, as a manager, how are you going to incorporate these two things, your strengths and your weaknesses?
I think it's something I can definitely work on, and it's something that can develop and get better with making sure that people, if they do make mistakes, that I sit down and talk with them right away, and they know what they've done, and they know how to fix it, and then just making sure that those mistakes don't continue to happen. If they do, then for them to make sure that I enforce the consequences, and that they know ahead of time what those consequences are. And so just keeping that open communication and working with them, I think is really important.
Great. So, I've also heard that you have a lot of goals for the company. So, tell me about your goals that you want to implement as a manager if you become one.
I think something that's really important is making sure that people are showing up on time. I feel like I've exemplified that through showing up on time and being there at work when I'm supposed to be. I think that's just a really good habit for people to be in, and so for that I think there should be a rewards program where if people are showing up on time, they're there early and ready to go when their scheduled shift is supposed to start. I think that would really help with people having an incentive to get there on time, and then having consequences for those who don't show up on time. I think something else is to have evaluations for the employees so that they can provide feedback to the managers, and for us to know how they're feeling, and so that they feel like they're valued and have a voice in what the company is doing.
Those all sound great.
Thank you.
Let's just cut to the chase. I don't think there's going to be any issue with you taking over this management position. Congratulations, the job is yours.
Well, thank
so
you.
I want you to start right away.
Perfect.
Yeah. I got your message.
Yep,
There's been some issues with your new manager, Jane.
exactly.
What's been going on? Tell me about that.
Well, as you know, I've been working here for about 2 years, and I think she got the job last year. So since that day, I feel like the workers have no motivation at all.
Really?
The first day she talked with us about her new way she was going to manage the store, and I think she said something about rewards, and some punishment if you were late. So for me, I think it was like a good idea because sometimes people doesn't work at all, and with this new management, I think people would be more motivated. But here the problem is that I haven't received any reward. I'm always early. I always the last people in the last person, sorry, in this store, and I haven't received anything. Like my motivation is going down because like I work to pay my school, and I mean there's no rewards. I mean I don't know.
Marco, I mean, it's my understanding that Jane has been doing an excellent job, and she has told me that you showed up late to work, that you constantly slack off, you're on your phone while at work. We've seen different stories here, and I don't know who to believe.
Okay, well,
Work isn't all about getting rewards, you know that,
Yeah, I
right?
know. well, the first 2 weeks, I did everything she asked, everything. I was early. I
Okay.
treated really good customers.
But that's
like-
2 weeks.
Yeah,
What about
but
the rest of the time?
yeah, one time. Here's
One
the,
time.
Yeah, I showed up late, but I messaged her because I had something. I have some issues in my school, so I couldn't be early that day. But I told her I was gonna be late, and since that day, I can't work the amount of hours I need to work so I can pay my school because she cut off that hours.
Well, that's not a personal thing. You know, business was slow during that time, and they didn't need so much staff in the business at that time. So, you know, you can't take that personally.
No, I know. It's
Okay.
not personally, but as you know, I know all the workers in the store because they've been working as me for
And they're
about
all very
1
happy.
or 2 years. Well, maybe that's what they say. The thing is that everyone has this fear of losing their job. So
I'm gonna bring her in and see if we can work some things out because I'm not quite understanding these two contradiction stories.
Okay.
So you just hang tight, and I'll be right back.
James, do you realize what time it is?
Time for me to go to work.
You're late. You should have been here already in your uniform.
That was-
Because you're late, I'm having to do your dishes.
Alright, my bad.
And you're already supposed to have the Christmas decorations out of the back up and
Well,
out
I-
there for display.
I told Jimmy I had to do
Uh-huh.
this, and he said he would cover me. Alright, my bad. That was my fault.
Excuses,
Sure.
huh? Yeah. You want to
Alright.
keep saying some more excuses, or what are you going to do? You're going to get to work? You're going to put your uniform on?
I got this.
This is not a first time thing. This has happened so many times.
This is the first time. The other time
I
it
don't
wasn't
think
my
this
fault.
is the first time. Hello?
Jane, hello, Jane.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. I was
Good.
wondering if you could come into my office real quick. I have Marco in here, and we have some things that we need to discuss.
Of course, I will be there right away.
Thank you,
Thank
Jane,
you.
so much. Bye.
Bye. You're so lucky I got this phone call. I have to go talk to the boss.
So you want me to do these boxes?
Yeah, I wanted you to do them 20 minutes ago. So yeah. Thank you.
Adios.
Jane,
Yes.
great sales report.
Thank
So
you.
happy to see that. Everything
Thank
is
you so
looking
much.
really great in the store. I'm so happy.
Thank you.
But we do have a little bit of an issue.
Okay, let's hear it.
Marco here doesn't believe that your management style is being effective enough, that he says you're punishing more than you're rewarding, and
Well, there hasn't been a lot to reward, I'll tell you that much. They're late. You were late, you were late.
Okay, but-
Sorry.
I think you're not accomplishing your job really good because
Well, one of the things about this company is
thing is he doesn't like how you're treating employees. Is this true? Are you getting after them, yelling at them?
I mean, if people aren't showing up on time, if they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing,
And I want a yes or no answer. Are you yelling at people, Jane?
if they need to be yelled at, then yes. Occasionally. It's not often.
I think I've had enough of this conversation for today. Jane, Marco, thank you for both of your time. Chipotle Mexican Grill was founded in 1993 and has become one of the leading Mexican restaurants in America. The mission statement Chipotle stands by is food with integrity. It has created a positive image for Chipotle with its consumers through their creative, animated commercials and their huge, delicious portions served in a bowl or in the style of a burrito. Chipotle is now in 5 countries and is a forerunner in environmental awareness and positive treatment in all things living. That also goes for its employees. With Jane and Marco, there was some issues, and my decision as the executive of Chipotle was to go in and review Jane on her management styles. And I did find out through interviewing other employees that Jane was not creating or treating each employee fairly. My decision was to put Jane on temporary leave as manager because she has done a lot for the company and has created great sales. And after putting her on leave for a while and working with her to change her management style, I have seen a much more positive environment within the workplace and happier employees.